UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson is set to announce a tax raise to pay for the rising cost of caring for the elderly and disabled people. This is amid fears of rising burden for the youth. The cost of the social care system is projected to double in the next 2 decades. As the population ages over the next 2 decades, Britain's healthcare system is strained after spending huge amounts of money to curb the COVID-19 pandemic. Johnson wishes to raise the national insurance tax paid by around 25 million working people. Johnson is faced with growing demands to spend more on the state's welfare, but UK's fiscal deficit has grown to about 14.2% of the economic output. Boris Johnson had promised to prevent the elderly from having to sell their house to pay for care in 2019. And now many Conservative Party members fear that the tax hike will hurt their positioning as the party of a low-tax nation and a low taxation. There have been varied responses to the plan to increase the NHS's funding. Many in the country are in favour of increasing the healthcare body's budget, while others call this billion-dollar tax rise a scam. Our correspondent Mandy Clark getting us more.
Boris Johnson today announced a £5.4 billion cash injection for the NHS for the next 6 months to help the health service clear treatment backlogs caused by the coronavirus crisis. The extra money includes $1 billion earmarked specifically to clear waiting times and deliver routine surgeries. The government said the funding would take the total COVID-19 support to the NHS to more than $34 billion this year alone. He said the NHS was there for us during the pandemic, but treating COVID patients has created a huge backlog. This funding will go straight to the front line to provide more patients with treatments they need but aren't getting them quickly enough. Health experts say last week the NHS needed $10 billion a year more to adapt to living with the coronavirus, but Johnson faces a rebellion from his own party with his plans to increase tax and raise an additional £10 billion to pay for the social care overhaul, though perhaps he would have found some comfort in a recent poll that shows strong public support for the move. Mandy Clark, World is One, WION, London.
WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.